So I'm going to introduce Ali Liebegott, who I've known for 20 years this year. So it would be really easy for me to stand up here and talk about her forever, but you don't want that. So I'm going to try and make it brief. But I met Ali 20 years ago at a poetry open mic, and she was the best poet on the open mic. And she quickly became my favorite writer, and that's why I wanted to be friends with her. And even then, 20 years ago, you know, her poems were so, they stood out. They stood out so strongly above so many of the other poets and poems that you heard every night in an open mic. And even then, they had that perfect balance of just like absurdity and humor and just kind of heartbreaking tenderness. And it's, you know, Ali, I think, is one of the strongest voices in writing that I know. I mean, like, her writing is beautiful. Her use of language and emotion is fantastic. But it's like she has this very singular voice. And if you ever even get the chance to hang out with her or hear her speak in any other capacity other than writing, it's right there, you know, in the way that she talks. And it's very magical. She's very blessed, and we're very lucky to get to share a city with her and hear her read as frequently as we do. So I just want to say, I remember, you know, I'm really excited that we're putting The Beautifully Worthless back into print. You know, I wanted to publish for a really long time and didn't really know how to go about it. And a big motivator for that is we were losing a lot of small presses and a lot of queer presses. And when, you know, Suspect Thoughts, who put out Beautifully Worthless, and then Carolyn Graff, another press that that me and Ali were both on, kind of went under around the same time. It seemed really dire. So I'm really thrilled that we can put Beautifully Worthless back into print. It's such an important, gorgeous book. And I remember literally like 20 years ago sitting at like a cafe over here with Ali, and she opened up her like backpack or something, or her army bag, and she just had like a million little shreds of paper with bits of poetry on them, and it's Beautifully Worthless. Like, they were all the pieces that is now The Beautifully Worthless. So I don't understand how you work like that, but good job. It worked. So, and Cha-Ching is just a complete fantastic book, and it deals with really important issues, just about really being on the margins, like economically on the margins, philosophically on the margins because of your gender, because of your queerness, all of that. And clearly there's not enough pieces of writing out there that are dealing like this honestly and also this humorously with you know, real life, like the real life that so many of us are engaged in right now. So I think she's one of the most important writers that we have, and certainly one of the most important writers I've ever known. Please welcome Ali Liebegott.
That was real nice. It's like, there's so many things that come together. We really were out here 20 years ago, and City Lights, to me, like, to be here with books on City Lights is like, I couldn't imagine a better life for myself. Like, it doesn't, anything could happen now and that would be fine, you know? It's an honor. I really respect this institution. I'm thrilled to be on this press. I'm thrilled that they are taking risks with books when other publishers aren't. And there's this book by, that's, I think, like the most important book in the last 10 years that I've read, and The Gentrification of the Mind by Sarah Schulman. And it talks about what happens when we don't have authentic voices in literature. When we don't have authentic queer voices in literature, and the whole trickle down that happens when queers go to bookstores and they can't find books that reflect themselves, and it's fucking bullshit. And I'm so grateful to be alive for this moment, and to my community, and I made everyone a present. So I'm going to pass this around. It's really important that everyone takes one. Don't put it in your mouth. It's a lucky penny. I oxidize them, but not very well. So it's going to end up on your hands. But it's still very pretty. And I want you to have the lucky penny and to keep it and to let it be for all of our health. And there's so many people in this room that have been through my life in different capacities, and just grateful to everyone. And I'm grateful we're all healthy and not on the internet at this moment.